Now we're moving on to Final Jeopardy, also known as the Lifetime Achievement Awards. And after our next short film, we'll welcome our 2011 Lifetime Achievement Awardee, Danny Lewis, to the podium. So let's watch the film.
I just got a review. I just performed this last weekend in New York, and the review said, the legendary Jim May. And I'm going to went, oh, you got to get old enough for that word. So.
Anna turned to all the company and she said, I no longer want a dance company. I want to start working with actors and dancers. And most of the dancers left. She had done plays as a director and she had done works of choreography. And she was trying to pull her talents together. And because I had studied acting and was a drama major at the Boston Conservatory, I've always been interested in the same things that she's been interested in, which was trying to bring those together. And there it was.
I was the original faculty at Princeton and started that department, and I was original faculty here at Purchase. And once both the departments were established, I've had it and I get out. Let it become academia. No, it's good. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk that way. Watch out one thing, everybody. Pull all the acting in. This theater we're going into is small. I just told me, she goes, okay, let's dance to that. Let's just dance with it. One of the major ballerinas said on national television that the audience makes her turn more and jump higher. Okay, if that's your goal, fine. But that's not Anna Sokolow's goal. I mean, my dancers have technique, there's no question about that. But they are there to inform the audience, not to be informed by the audience.
saw our only solution in jumping out the window.
This year, I'm sort of stepping back as artistic director. Now I'm starting to hand it on to the new generation. I mean, I'm sorry, I've kept Socko alive for, it's been 35 years. So I thank you for inviting me to be here. Yeah, is that all right?
This is a very special moment for me. I've known Jim most of my life, and he's really my alter ego. I'm probably the only one here. Is anyone else here that's been to 23 of the 24 Martha Hill Galas? Raise your hand. Okay, my friends over there. Martha, of course, was my mentor for many years and taught me how to see dance in a different way. And one of the things she taught me to see was Jim, because Jim is quite an amazing young man. At least he was. I'm having my 80th birthday this year, so. Now I'm going to read what I wrote. I tend to improvise a little. When I first met Jim in the early 60s, he was already an accomplished dancer. He had danced on Broadway, which I was very jealous of because I wanted to be a Broadway dancer, but unfortunately I met Jose Limon. He was a member of the Elliott Feld Company when it first started. This is pretty impressive. Jose was looking for a male dancer at the time, and I heard from Alice Condadina, another Limon dancer, that Jim was dancing at the Fillmore Theater on 2nd Avenue in a Yiddish theater production choreographed by Felix Fiebisch, who I worked with for many years with, a real gentleman. I attended the performance and was very impressed with Jim. As a dancer, we went backstage. After the dance, I went backstage and introduced myself to Jim. After a short conversation, I asked him if he would be interested in working with Jose Limon. He said yes, and after that, we exchanged phone numbers and we discussed when rehearsals would begin. It was at this point that Mr. May started his journey of 40 years career in modern dance. I'm going to get back to that in a few minutes. As a modern dancer, he danced with the Limon Company, the Suckle Company, and the Ruth Currier Dance Company. As a principal dancer in my company, he took all my roles. But I gave them willingly because he did them better than anyone else. I also choreographed some of my greatest works on him. His favorite is There's Nothing Here of Me But Me, which he did better than me ever did, so thank you for that one. He's also, I think I did 6 different works on you over the years. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. This was a time with my company where it was not just Jim, but it was the, as I referred to him, I better read it, it'd be better. There was a time with my company where it was not just Jim, but his daughter Jessica dancing, the child's role in Doris Humphrey's Day on Earth, and also Laurie May and Jessica dancing in Miss Sickola's Masterpiece Rooms. It should have been called the May Dance Company, but I didn't do it. I often joked with Jim that his family was the flying Walandos of the dance world. Now, there may be some young people in here who don't know who the flying Walandos were. They were an incredible high-wire act of a family, so if something went wrong, the whole family was gone. And that suspense made that show really special. Anyway, and now I will just mention a few accomplishments. There are too many to do it. He received 2 Fulbrights. How many people get 2? But the most important one was in Mexico, where both Jose and Ana were revered as very special artists. They had many times. Jose, of course, was from Mexico. Anna was loved in Mexico beyond belief. When I went, I met, I forget his name, the painter, and spent 2 days. He had to show me every painting he ever did of Anna. So we'll skip that. He received a Betsy Award, another good thing. I'm not going to tell you any more about the awards, the dedications, and stuff. What Jim is really important to me, his dedication to keep Anna's principles and theories of theater and movement alive. The Sokolow Dance Theater Ensemble is the greatest gift he has given to the world of dance, making sure her legacy lives on to amaze and educate new dancers and choreographers in finding their own choreographic voice. You do need to know and enjoy the past in order to get into the future and do new work. Getting back to where I left off, do you all remember where that was? The Fillmore Theater,
Yes.
backstage. You all know where I was. Okay, this is delicious. Okay, getting back to when I was asking Jim if he was interested in dancing with the Jose Limon Dance Company, to which he said yes, leading him to an amazing career in modern dance. What I didn't know at the time was when I left the room, he turned to the other dancers, and I know this is a fact because at my retirement at New World School of the Arts, he said it. So I'm not making this up. But I have to read here. He left the room, he turned to the other dancers, knowing this as the story, and he said, I quote, he turned to everyone and said, "Who's Jose Limon?" But it changed his life, totally. This evening, I'm so proud that my friend and colleague, James May, is receiving the Martha Hill Award for Lifetime Achievement and joining a lineup of 33 other individuals who have made a major difference in the dance world. For this, Jim, I thank you. Jim May.
Thank you. This is hard for me, but what makes it so great is this is not an awards event. It's a family reunion. And I look forward to this every year because this is my nest, no matter how much I travel and everything. I love you all. I want to thank the Martha Hill Committee for giving me this unexpected award. I also would like to congratulate the other winners, except Jacqueline and Ronald. I'm a little upset. They're getting mid-life career awards, right? That means they have years to go to create. Me, it's saying, that's all, folks. I would like to thank Danny. Of course, he's my dance brother, and he's been there always for me, encouraging me, helping me. I want to continue who's Jose Limon? Well, after that first tour with the company, we ended up at Connecticut College in New London, which was the American Dance Festival. And after a performance at the Palmer Auditorium, I'm sitting again in the dressing room alone, and this woman walks in, and she goes, "Oh, you're the new boy. Well, come with me. We're having a reception outside, and I want to introduce you around." Of course, it was Martha Hill. And for the next 30 years, she introduced me around. And that's why this award is so deeply felt from me, that it has her name on it, and she will be up on my wall now. I mean, Martha was the one that has put the seed in, and I'm sorry, I don't think half of us would be here without her because of what she did. So Martha Hill. Also, at that same time, with Jose, I heard that Anna Sokolow was looking for a dancer. So it was set up that I would meet her at her apartment down in the village. And so we met. And because Anna sort of looked at me and she said, "You've done Broadway, you've done ballet, you've worked with all these, you're a company jumper." And I said, well, I just saw your Opus 65 on the Joffrey Company. You've done Broadway, and you, unlike other choreographers, modern choreographers, you choreograph all over the place. She went, oh, okay. Then she says, I don't want a prima donna. She says, I want people that can carry suitcases, iron costumes, help out. I said, fine. But I said, Opus 65 is one of the few pieces I've seen. You had ballet dancers dancing to jazz music. The girls were in mini skirts, and the dancers at the end of it yelled things at the audience and jumped into the pit. I said, I'm not sure I like your work. It was shocking. And I said, I'll give you 1 year. It's called chutzpah. She liked it, right? And then for the next 35 years, she would go, Jim, is this the year? Anna Sokolow, first of all, Jose movement poured out of him, and being on stage with that man changed my life. Anna was the opposite. She pulled things out of me year after year that I did not know was in there. And as I mentioned, I was on the original faculties at Purchase and Princeton. And because of that, because especially at Princeton, I was given a Fulbright to Mexico. Because Jose was born in Mexico, and Anna had been going to Mexico for the 1930s and going year after year. And I was to continue that relationship, which I did. I've gone back many, many years and created many events between the two countries. Dante has got a Mexican choreographer choreographing on the company absolutely beautifully. He set up a Le Monde for kids in the Mexican school. His company goes and performs at Bellas Artes. So we are continuing that bridge, that cross-border, and I'm sorry, we artists can do things politicians haven't a clue. Because of Mexico, I started putting the footprint around the world as much as I could. I went to Pina in Germany. I went to Italy. I love Italy. Got another Fulbright to Chile. I went to Canada. I started moving around the world. I started a company in Taiwan. Well, I just got back last month from Bangkok, where two of our former company members, Nam and Teddy, who used to dance with Sokolow, are now at the University of Thailand, and they're teaching dance to drama students, so Sokolow, but they also have started a company, and that company performed for me Anna Sokolow's tango from her Kurt Weill piece that she created. Tell me. And then what happened was Anna choreographed that piece when I was in her company. I taught it to Ellie, Lauren, Samantha, Francesca, Gabrielle. I love them. They taught it to the Nam and Teddy, the next generation, and now Nam and Teddy are teaching it to their students in Thailand. That is 4 generations and halfway around the world. I went around to the table with you kids. That's the message I want, kids. It's all the way around the world. American dance is everywhere now, and people don't realize that this is the seed and where it all started. Everything. One last thing before, I'm going to make mine short. Sorry, Terry. Partnering. You saw the partnering has been one of the greatest joys of being in the dance world. And I've had amazing partners. Of course, Lori and I. And I have my 2 daughters. Both my daughters came tonight. Risa, I thought Risa would be here. I danced with the Le Monde Company, the Sokolow Company, and I choreographed on her. Evelyn's up in the back. Clay Taliaferro. he wished he could be here. And of course, he's my dance buddy. He and I went to school together, and I danced recently, or just a couple of years ago, the duet from Alan Danielson's "Are We Here Yet?" So dancing partnering has been, I don't know, just makes my heart go. Now, I always said to my students, don't marry the musician. You can date him, but don't marry him. Marry Rich, keep him on the side if you want. Well, I didn't listen to myself, because I married my musician. And now John plays and I dance. We performed at the 9th Secondary Y. We performed in Italy. We performed in Philadelphia. And in fact, we're heading back to do that again and everything. But as I say, he's working on a piece now to Scriabin. And I'm sorry, I want to tap to Scriabin. So everybody, I'm not done yet.
Okay, congratulations, Jim.